Hello, this is the second part of the problem we did in the previous video. We've already solved the LP2 optimality, and now we're asked to determine which constraints are binding. So to see if the constraint is binding, we need to look at the slack variable. So this is the optimal solution. And we have S1 equal to 7 and S2 equal to 0. What does this mean? What does it mean for a constraint to have a slack greater than 0? Well, it means that the resource represented by that constraint has not been fully utilized. It's like we have a surplus of that resource. So if you have something to spare, it means that that constraint is not binding. That resource is not binding. If you do not have anything to spare, which means that the slack is equal to 0, it means that that constraint is binding. In order to mathematically verify whether or not a constraint is binding, we're going to be doing the same thing we did in the graphical solution tutorial. We're just going to plug in the optimal solution in each constraint. So for the first constraint, we have -2 multiplied by 3 plus x2, which is 0, minus x3, which is also 0. So it's just -2 multiplied by 3. It's -6, which is different from the right-hand side. We have 1 here. And actually, we care about the equation. So if this equality holds, it means that the constraint is binding. But here, the equality does not hold, which means that this constraint is not binding. I hope this was not very confusing. Let me know if it is. So let's just do the second constraint. So this is C2. We have x1, 3, plus x2, which is 0. Here we can say that the right-hand side equal to the left-hand side, which means that this constraint is binding.